Okay, so something a little bit different outside of the norm, but this is something I really want to discuss with y'all. So, first things first, prayers, condolences, and just, keeping the Watson family in, continuous prayers. And just again, my condolences to him. It's a tough time for his family. Look, let's just get right into it. So, social media, the internet went off the rails. Everybody's talking about Kevin TUGG Watson and what happened to this 42-year-old man on the west side of Chicago. How he was unalived in his car, and it's tragic. It's very unfortunate. It's absolutely miserable. It's completely misery. And I personally am so conflicted with this city of Chicago. Like, I don't want to go off into a tangent and talk about how much I don't like it, but it's obvious. This city is basically just, it's one big giant crackpot of just confusion, violence, corruption. And I hate to say it like that, because, when you're native and this is, where you're from, you hate to feel that way, but it doesn't care about anyone. It cares about no one. And it's not just Chicago. It could be California. It could be New York. It could be Indiana. Wherever there's bad apples, bad seeds, demonic energy, people careless, people out to just be cold-hearted, calculated, and just erase other humans. Hey, the sickness spreads, and it continues to corrupt people. It's a corrupt whole society, and Chicago fits in. I hate that it went down like that. I don't want to sit here and talk about where he coulda, shoulda, did, because we all can look at it now and say what we would have done. And a lot of us would tend to agree that you don't just sit in your vehicle. And if you are, here's some tips. Let me get some tips out. If you're going to sit in your vehicle in Chicago, first off, situational awareness, knowing where you are. And it's a difference between you sitting there and you just making like a plan from you going from point A to point B to point C. It's different if you're going to quickly take a second to, like, say you Googling something or you calling somebody to let them know you're coming. That's a difference. But if you live streaming, if you talking to a audience, whether you're on what Facebook, YouTube, where else can you go live? You go live on TikTok? I think so. I don't have a TikTok. But here's the thing. You gotta watch your surroundings. In fact, I did a video. The irony is, I did a video on this, being aware of your surroundings. Watching your surroundings for you, watching your surroundings for others. If you're with your kids, if you're with your wife, if you're with your husband, whatever. Be aware. And if you get into a conversation, I know, because you get into a good conversation, it's hard to multitask. But look, hey, it's very important that you do. And I'm going to repost, reshare that video, maybe even re-upload it if I can. But look, it's important, guys. It is extremely important to know your surroundings. You got to. You got to know what's around you. Some might say it's as simple as you just, keeping the hammer, the burner on your lap. You don't want to take nobody out if you don't have to. So just be aware. Keep your foot on the gas. Be ready to roll off at any minute. Keep your doors locked. Because I'm going to say something right now. When you living in these states, these cities, where the demons and the wolves are just roaming, you can't go to sleep at the wheel. You just can't. You got to stay on the alert. And honestly, after what happened to him, I'm like, man, should I still do car vlogs? Should I still do it? You know, because it makes you question it, because you could be doing a video, you could be doing a live stream, and you could just be really deep into what you're talking about. And you can find yourself in a situation where you don't want to be in, you know. In fact, I was down on myself the other day because, you know, I was taking a family home. And as I was taking the fam home, I allowed for this car to come down the block. And he just kind of, I think he was looking for a parking space, right? But I just tended to think like, okay, let's try to hurry up and get out of his way real fast. But he parked in the middle, like right where we were, like, and he backed up, and I'm like, hey, I'm kind of on, you know, P's and Q's, on, you know, I'm pins and needles, because I'm like, what's up with this dude? And he wanted the parking space, but I'm not knowing that. He got his window down and he talking gibberish, because let's be honest, a lot of times our people speak gibberish and we don't know what the hell they be talking about. We don't enunciate. So I'm like, man, I'm instantly thinking like, okay, fight or flight, what do I do? Protect the kids at all costs. You know, do I get ready to, you know, try to cause a distraction? Do I get ready to try to, you know, bring attention to us so somebody sees what's going on? Because I'm thinking, okay, there's somebody trying to rob us, hurt us, shoot us. He wanted the spot, but he didn't really enunciate this. So I was just like, man, he was just ready to just like blank out. But turns out he said something as I was walking past with the kids, getting like some groceries, and he was like something about the spot. So I said, I'll be leaving in a minute if you want the spot. But that could have went bad, because, you know, if I was an armed person at that time, if I was armed, I could have been like, you know, up my whatever and been like, hey, what's up? You know, it's a problem. But then that could have escalated, you know. So it's just rough. City of Chicago or wherever you at. Urban communities is rough. So I just end up seeing them in the door. Then I went back out. He moved down the block a little bit, just a bit. And I went ahead and I got in the car. And eventually I drove off. But I didn't see people go to war over parking space. I seen people go to war over less. So look, that's just something I wanted to share with y'all. But going back to Kevin TUGG Watson, man, from all that I heard, he seemed like a good brother, a good dude, spirited guy. Very much loved his social media following. And I want to say this too, and I don't know if I can clip this or reshare this, but I want to say this. When you got like Facebook Live, YouTube, you go live, please know and understand that everybody in your comment section is not your friend. Everybody on your live stream is not there for you. You got people watching from the cloud silently that don't like you. And you could be talking about, anything. You could be talking about cooking. Hell, you could be talking about sports, knitting. You could be talking about music. You could be talking about, hell, American history, black history. You could be talking about anything, and somebody ain't gonna like you. And some people might even have hate for you, you know. And they might think that you got something, or you got too much. They might think you're a big person. You might have a nice car. In Tugg's case, he had a nice chain. So people might think, oh, you got a chain on? I don't never wear no jewelry. I got jewelry. I don't wear nothing. Yeah, on camera, outside, you know. I don't even, I'm at the point, you know, I don't mind who I am on YouTube, because some people, they want the acclaim and the fame. I'm not saying that about Tug, but some people, you know, they do anything for the acclaim. It's a drug, they're addicted. And do you really know what you're asking for? I mean, do you really want to be disturbed and stop while you shopping? Do you really want to be bothered? You know, ask yourself that, you know, because all company ain't good company. You know, what do I wish would have happened with the Kevin TUGG Watson situation? Obviously, I do wish he would have gave up the chain, but guess what? It doesn't mean these demons all out here today, man. Back in the days, I've been robbed before. Mom Deuce, we got robbed coming up. The robbers, they spared lives back in the day. You might not spare your life these days. These streets is cold-hearted. They never love nobody. And these days, they're trying to take your body, your spirit and your body. If you feel me, they're trying to knock the spirit out your body. Like Freddie Gill said on Ensalada. He said, because I want to take my spirit out of my body. And that's real talk, man. So, again, R.I.P. Kevin TUGG Watson, yo. I feel compelled to speak on it. You know, standalone video, probably won't come back to this, but I just hate what happened to the good people, man. Helping people out, helping put people on. You know, it's rough. And one moment you here, the next minute you out of here, and he could have known. We never know. We never know when that's it. You know, I think that we just hope that those of us, when we leave, we don't have to leave in such a violent fashion. So the person that did it, man, I ain't gonna even speak on that, you know, because so many people speaking on that. But I'm gonna speak to a whole as to the people contributing to the demonic work and demonic energy doing the devil's work. Is it worth it? Is it worth it to rob, steal, K, asterisk, LL? Is it worth it? In the end, you know, you get incarcerated. Your life gonna be a living hell because of what you did. Ain't no, you're not necessarily gonna get out. You take somebody out. Think about it, you know, on the run, life on the run. You know, things will never be the same again. All because you wanted the chain, all because you wanted a man's wallet, all because you wanted a man's car. Things that can be tracked, credit cards, cars. Man, it's tough. I guess to close the video out right, hey, people they ain't gonna stop sitting in their cars. So like I said, if you're gonna sit in your car, be mindful of your surroundings. Keep your head on the swivel. Please understand not to get too deep in your conversation that you not looking around you. And also please understand this, that these people don't care about your life out here. They don't care. So you prioritize yourself first and foremost. Get your life started and then put the car and drive. Hopefully everybody got a set base with it. You know, if you're driving, you got a set base. Set it up there and drive. You know, don't sit stationary for too long. Me, myself, I've done it before. Taking chances. You can be in a good neighborhood, bad ish can still go down. You can be in your driveway, bad things can still happen. If somebody pull up on you, how you gonna get out? I always say this: if somebody try to pull up on me, the hell with this car. I'm wrecking. I'm getting up out of there. If you park in front of me, y'all try to block. You know, we finna do a Rambo. We finna do a what is it? Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger '90s scene from an action movie. I'm hitting it. Ram, you not finna just block me in, and I know you got ill intent to take me out. But yeah, you just can't be safe enough, y'all. You know, you could be in your driveway, you could be in your garage. If you got the garage open up, if you got it up, the garage is up, the door is up. You never know what you could be doing. You know, it's best to do the broad daylight video, but it ain't gonna help you if you're not observant. You know, and people don't care about it. They did that to Tug in broad daylight. They don't care no more. So yeah, man. My condolences. I don't know the brother. I mean, I didn't know the brother at all. I know East Side is bad. Like East Side of the city, they got, you know, places you want to avoid. If you don't know nobody, I'm gonna say, if you don't know enough people out west, don't be out there. If you only know one person, two people, hey, don't go out there. If you out east, you don't know nobody. Say, especially if you don't know nobody, hey, don't go out there. If you out west, you don't know nobody, don't go. You know, one person, two people, depending on who it is. Think about it. You out east, you don't know nobody, don't go out there. You out south, you don't know nobody. If you know family, then you better go visit them. You better get in and get out. But hey, that's real talk. Anyway, y'all, this is RC. I mainly talk sports. I talk women's basketball. That's kind of my niche. That's where it's at for me. Yeah. But like, share, subscribe, comment. So yeah, my closing remarks. I hate that this went down like it did. I can't stand that he didn't make it, you know. Man, it's tough, you know. You wish he would have pulled through, you know. But R.I.P to Tugg, Kevin TUGG Watson. Again, condolences to the family. You know, I don't know what we learned from this, but we got to learn something. We got to learn something. It's unfortunate that somebody had to lose their life in the process. I'm RC, I'm out.